Welcome to a Girly Girl Geek tutorial. This tutorial is on installing WordPress. All too often we geeks tend to assume that everyone out there knows what we know. So you'll find a lot of WordPress or theme tutorials that start out by saying install WordPress or on your site that has WordPress installed. For people like us, we already know that we need to install WordPress first and we're familiar with it and we know how to do it. But the more that I give these tutorials and the more that I teach people about WordPress websites and headway websites, the more people I'm coming across that are having problems with the portion of the instructions that say install WordPress. So that's what this tutorial today is going to be about. Each web host is different as far as installing WordPress. There are some hosts out there that don't support WordPress. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to contact your web host and make sure that they support WordPress, and then see if they have an easy way of installing it. Now, my directions are going to be based on what I have experience with. That would be GoDaddy, Bluehost, DreamHost, HostGator, all of which have some sort of an application that helps you to install it. If you're not dealing with some of these, or if you don't see the software, the application that I'm going to show in the tutorial, then definitely contact your web host support. That's what they're there for, and they can help you with the installation from there. So let's begin. Your first step is going to be to log into your hosting control panel. Now, if you have a cPanel hosting control, which a lot of web hosts use the cPanel, it's going to look like this when you go to sign in. It's either going to have this cPanel and there'll be some login information, or this little authentication request or required is going to pop up, and you're going to need to put in your username and password in order to sign in. And then when you sign in, your cPanel dashboard is going to look something like this. Your web host information is going to be up here. You're going to have the name of your domain here, and then you're going to have all of these different choices in front of you as far as the cPanel is concerned. If you're with GoDaddy, then when you log into your hosting control center, which is what they call it, this is what you're going to see. You're going to have the information about your site is going to be sitting here, and then you're going to have these little boxes up here that will take you to different areas. Which leads us to step 2, and this is find your installation software. Now, this picture that you're seeing in front of you is cPanel. And as you can see, there's a big yellow arrow that's showing you Fantastico DeLuxe. This usually is the application that you can use on a lot of these web hosts to install WordPress. They might have a different type of application. And like I said, if you don't see Fantastico DeLuxe on your web host, contact your support there and ask them if they support WordPress, and if so, how you should install it. On GoDaddy, you see the big yellow arrow and the red circle here, and you're going to go to what they call your applications, and this is their application to install applications onto your website. So this is where you're going to want to click if you're doing the GoDaddy installation. Step 3 is to find WordPress once you get to that application. In Fantastico, as you can see, it's listed right there on the left-hand side pretty prominently. On GoDaddy, you're going to have to look a little bit closer on the left-hand side. You'll see that they've got things listed there in alphabetical order, and you'll see blogs pretty close to the top. You're going to want to click on that blog section. And once you do, you'll see all of these different applications for blogs, and WordPress is down near the bottom of that list because it's listed alphabetically. So that's how you're going to find it in GoDaddy. Step 4 is going to be to actually install. So in Fantastico, as you can see by the arrow in the circle that I've got here, there's a link that says new installation, and that's what you're going to want to click on. In GoDaddy, When you click on WordPress, it's going to bring up this screen, and as you can see, it's got all the information about WordPress, and then there's this Install Now button, and that's what you're going to want to click on. Step 5 is to follow the prompts. Now, I don't have the screenshots from the GoDaddy prompts, but it asks you pretty much the same questions. It just doesn't look exactly the same as this, but what we're going to follow along here is with the Fantastico. But like I said, if you're doing GoDaddy, they're going to ask you the same questions. And the first question that you're going to see at the top is install on domain. Now, if you have more than one domain with your host, it'll list all of them. But you're going to choose the domain that you want to install WordPress on, that you want to build your WordPress website on. So you're going to want to select that from the drop-down menu. The next thing that you see, and I have it circled in red, is install in directory. This is where a lot of people have a problem. They want their entire website, maybe yourname.com, to be built on WordPress, but instead of installing it into their root directory, they end up typing WordPress in here or creating a blog, and it actually creates a new folder, and it actually installs WordPress into that folder. So if you want this to be your main website and you want to build it on WordPress, you're going to want to leave this blank. And in most cases, most people are going to want to leave this box blank. You don't want to install it into a directory. You want to install it into your root folder. So as long as you leave that blank, make sure that you're installing into your root folder, you're going to be fine. As you drop down, you'll see it says admin access data, and that's where you're going to choose your login username for your WordPress site and your password. Make sure you write it down. Make sure you keep track of it in some way, because that's how you're going to log into WordPress once it's installed. And then down below, it's the basic configuration, and these are things that you will be able to change later from your WordPress dashboard, but you can set them in there now if you want to. The name, like if you want it to be your name rather than admin, you can put that in there. Your email, the name of your site, and the description of your site. You can input all of that now, but that can be changed from the WordPress dashboard later on. And then you're going to see the install WordPress button, and you're going to want to click that. Once you've clicked that install button, then you're ready for step 6. And step 6 is the finishing of the installation. If you're working with GoDaddy, they're going to finish that installation for you. So what they're going to do is you're going to see a screen that tells you that they will email you when the installation is complete. And when that is complete, which usually takes an hour or so with GoDaddy, they will send you an email giving you a link and let you know that your WordPress installation was successful and that you can log in. With the Fantastico DeLuxe that we've been using through the cPanel, you're going to have to finish installation yourself. So you're going to see this screen, and it comes up and it tells you where you've loaded your WordPress to, where you're installing it to, your site name, your directory, and it'll even give you your access URL. And then they just ask you to click on this button to finish installation. It's as easy as that. Step 7, once you're installed, you can go to that URL that either GoDaddy has given you in your email or that you've gotten through that Fantastico application as it was installed, and you'll come to a screen like this. This is the WordPress login screen. This is where you log into your dashboard. You simply put your username and password that you created earlier as you were installing in there and log in, and you're good to go.